The NIO sub-brand ONVO reveals the L60 premium interior as production begins. I must say, this is quite spectacular. Great thumbnail by Alfonso over on his EV blog. Check out his EV blog, by the way. This is absolutely amazing. The interior looks incredible. Just what we need. And all of those Tesla fans cannot complain because you now have a tiny little screen. Well, it's not that tiny. It's probably 5, 6, 7 inches. We all know about that. It's got one of those in for the rear passengers. It's got one of those for the rear passengers. You know, Tesla fans have been complaining, oh, some of these modern cars don't have that. Why are you worried? Why are you complaining? If it's not a Tesla, why are you so interested? This is what it looks like. It looks absolutely amazing. I love the interior. For one, very similar to a NIO, but not too similar. It's not too similar, but it's very simplistic. And noticed landscape display. Landscape display. As you know, NIO vehicles, they tend to go for a square display. It's neither landscape nor is it portrait. It's somewhat in between. That's typically what they tend to go for. But as you can see, for your rear passengers, for your kids, for the grandparents, they now have infotainment system at for the rear passengers. That's pretty nice, by the way. I love the interior. I absolutely love the interior. You know, one of the things I loved about NIO vehicles when I first went into a NIO vehicle, the ET5 in the UK at the Goodwood Factory of Speed, that was last year in 2023. I went into the NIO ET5. The thing I love most about the car was the interior. It was wow, wow. Like I was astonished. Now to see the possibilities that this interior might symbolize that or get close to that. So it does have an heads-up display. We can work with this. Come on now. We can work with this. I must say, I love this thumbnail. This is great. So on the same day it began the mass production of the first model, the L60, NIO sub-brand ONVO revealed the interior images of the SUV, initially showcased in May. But when it was unveiled in May, there was no interior pictures. Now there is. So despite being positioned at a lower price point than the NIO mainline model, the ONVO L60 offers some common features including ambient lighting, rear infotainment screen, and foldable front seats. Foldable front seats, does that mean that they fold down flat all the way? I don't know. We don't know, but we'll have to see. Contrary to NIO, the main screen switches from vertical mode to horizontal. That's what I was talking about. They're actually using a landscape display, similar to the Polestar 4. And we've always said the ONVO L60 is very similar to the Polestar 4 exterior, and now we know the interior is also very similar, including the landscape display. Kind of reminds you of a Model 3. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of a Model 3, you know. So that's only because like it was really Tesla who started putting a tablet screen landscape display in their vehicles. It was really Tesla who did it. So from now on, anything that we see that resembles it, we're somewhat gonna think, it's a little bit like Tesla. But it's not too similar to Tesla. But understand something as well. This is done on purpose. They have to make these vehicles a little bit similar to Tesla because that's who they're targeting. If you're going to target, if you want to be the next Porsche and you want to sell you know, Porsche's most popular, vehicles like the Cayenne, the Macan, you're going to have to create vehicles that look a little bit similar. So look at the Porsche Cayenne, you know, big SUV. You're probably gonna have to make something a little bit similar, but try to make it better. Try to make it look different, but similar. And that makes them competitors. That makes them competitors. So when someone is thinking about getting a Porsche, they're thinking about your car as well because it looks similar, it is similar, similar mileage, similar space. That's how you take their market share. That's how you take their customers. So understand this is done on purpose also because they want to take those customers away from Tesla. And don't get me wrong, I completely support that because I'm all for competition. So the L60 interior also includes USB-C ports in the second row. Good to know. Located beneath the infotainment screen. Good to know. We need those. It's the modern age, baby. Attendees at the launch event in Hefei, China shared images revealing that the model comes equipped with a trunk refrigerator, though it remains unclear if this feature will be standalone inclusion or an optional add-on. A what? A trunk refrigerator? Is it an igloo or does it actually keep your drinks cool? Or I don't know. I don't know. The L60 standalone range variant is powered by a 60.6 kilowatt battery. With an 85 kilowatt battery pack that should be available soon, as ONVO head of user experience stated in a video released earlier. Now, the final official price remains unknown for customers, and shareholders speculate about the cost of the version with batteries as a service, which offers lower initial buy-in price. What does that mean? It means that when you buy the car, you don't have to buy the battery. You can pay a subscription to have a battery, which is what it's becoming very popular for NIO vehicles. And this is why I love ONVO so much, and this is why I love NIO so much and what they're going to create with Firefly. All of their brands, Firefly and ONVO, they will be able to utilize the NIO ecosystem, the NIO technology, swappable batteries, fast charging, the NIO infrastructure that they've built out in China that is so reliable, the NIO infrastructure that they're currently building out in Europe. All these brands will be able to utilize that because you're a part of the NIO family. So NIO is not just a one company brand, it's a brand of multiple brands. ONVO's president Alan Hayes said in May that the brand is developing 6-seater and a 7-seater aimed at larger families. This is also really great news to hear because it really tells us that ONVO is going for SUVs. That's what their target is. It's not just any SUV specific though. I guarantee you, one of these 6-seaters or 7-seaters, it's probably going to target like the more Model Y, Model X kind of territory. You know, more seat experience. While the L60 is already targeting the Model Y, I can tell that they want more of that market. In between the Model Y and Model S, they want that market too. So if the ONVO L60 is like 30 grand, they want a car to offer you for 40 grand, 50 grand, 60 grand. And mostly SUVs. You can see they're building up. While when you look at NIO, they're focusing on sedans and SUVs. It's not just sedans, it's not just SUVs, but both. When you look at Firefly, they're focusing on coupes, hatchbacks. That's what I've seen from the Firefly leak images. It's like a little hatchback. It's quite interesting. The pre-sale price of the L60 stands at 209. So just to get us a better idea of what the car officially looks like, I believe this is the first vehicle that was built, or one of the first vehicles that was built. So, okay, so that's what it means when it says folding seats. So when you fold down the front seats, it makes a bed with the rest of the vehicle. Am I the only one who's excited for the wrong or right reasons? I don't know, you tell me. But my goodness, NIO, keep doing what you're doing. We believe in you. We trust you. This is going to make a lot of waves. Also, what ONVO will help NIO do is to optimize for efficiency and to build cheaper vehicles. That is so important without ruining the NIO brand. Toyota did this. Toyota, before they created Lexus, they realized that they wanted to sell vehicles in the range of Audi, Mercedes, BMW, but they couldn't with the Toyota name because people didn't respect Toyota enough. They liked Toyota for the reliability, for the efficiency, for the low cost, but Toyota had higher aspirations. They wanted to sell vehicles in the luxury market too. What did they do? They created they figured it out that it's not a car problem, it's a branding problem. They need to create a new brand. They call it Lexus to imitate the word luxury. So that's what they did. NIO already has a luxury brand with the NIO name. They want to create a low cost EV brand. They don't want to sell NIO vehicles at low cost. They could, but they don't want to. So what did they do? They create a new brand called ONVO. They're creating a new brand, codenamed Firefly. This is genius business. This is how modern business works. And understands this. Toyota created Lexus quite a long time ago. Quite a long time ago. They realized this problem a long time ago and they fixed it. So what NIO is doing is nothing new. However, it's really surprising that they're doing it this early. When you look at a brand like Tesla, they haven't done that yet. They haven't created a second brand. I'm not even sure if they're interested in creating a second brand, but only time will tell as the EV market gets more and more competitive. How long can Tesla keep dropping the prices of their vehicles before it has a negative effect on the face of the brand? Now, Teslas are still a little bit cool because not everyone has a Tesla, but I guarantee you 10 years from now, it's going to change a little bit because there's going to be a lot more competitive brands. And also, if a lot more people have a Tesla, it's not going to be perceived as cool. BMW is cool because not everyone has them. Porsche is really cool because so few have them. Ferrari is incredibly cool because no one has them. And Lamborghini is just impossibly cool because only Batman has a Lamborghini. So you see the point. The more people have your vehicles, it's perceived as less cool. So I'm glad that NIO fixed this problem early because they realized that the EV market is just getting more and more competitive. And just look at their happy faces. They want this thing. They want it. They want it. They want it. They want it. They can't resist it. And that's good to know. So I think that's a test on Model Y, perhaps. It looks like a Model Y. Just comparing the interior, you can see, there are some similarities, but it's not the exact same. There are the differences. And we're glad that there are differences. But it's quite natural also to have a few differences, a few differences is much needed. Something that I saw recently just popping up on Twitter, just around randomly. Something that I noticed recently was this picture. ONVO sound, Dolby Atmos. Wow. So that's just to give you a little teaser of what's to come in these vehicles. Even though it's targeting a cheaper price, it's not cheap. Even though it's targeting a more affordable price, they still want to make sure these vehicles are seen as premium. My goodness, it's like a Polestar 4, but not a Polestar 4. But look at the lights. Come on now. Dead giveaway. Polestar lights. We're not gonna give that one up. But nevertheless, I still like what I'm seeing, and I think in China they're really excited about this car, really, really excited because it takes all the good things from NIO and wow, look at the legroom. Look at the legroom. It takes all the exciting things about NIO and it puts it in a more affordable package, more reliable package, utilizing the NIO infrastructure. My goodness. And like we said, they do have ambient light. Can you imagine just folding down the seats and creating a bed inside the vehicle? By the way, that's what the Firefly vehicle looked like. It's like Firefly is targeting the very low price point. They're building down. ONVO is building up, and NIO is doing everything in the premium range. Yeah, this is quite a move. So hope you enjoyed this video, really. Remember, subscribe to see more, leave a like, leave a comment, and I will see you in our next video. Peace.